Okay, so now we're going to do a striped multicolored gradient. So what we're going to be using today is Ethereal Lacquer's Neon Nectar, Lemon Lightning, Mint Madness, Chelsea Rose, and the base coat of Sally Hansen's White On. You'll need a makeup sponge like this one. You can get those from any, you can get them from craft stores, but beauty supply stores as well. And I'll show you how to cut that up. Also some striping tape, easily available on eBay or Amazon or beauty stores, and a cleanup brush and some nail polish remover, either acetone or non-acetone. So, okay, we'll get it started. Oh, and some top coat, and I'll be using Seche Vite. Okay, so here I am using striping tape in just the weirdest random way. I don't intend to do any particular style of pattern. I'm just sort of going with it, really. Just try and remember the order which you put them on so that you can take them off in the opposite order. Otherwise, you might get a little confused. It might be a bit confusing and whatnot. So try not to dent your nail polish underneath with your other fingernail like I just did, which, you know, the gradient should take care of that along with the Seche Vite. That's why I love Seche Vite so much. It just makes things so much less stressful, because no matter what you do, it kind of can fix a lot of things. So anyway, so striping, using the striping tape any which way you like, just to create an interesting pattern, crisscrosses, or just you can do straight lines up or down, up to you. You can do it any which way you like, but I'm just going to do that and see what happens, see how it turns out. So I'll continue doing the striping, and then I'll be back once I've done that, so we can get on with the actual gradient. Okay, so you've got your sponge, and it's kind of useless like that, and what you want to do is cut it so that it is a similar kind of size to your nail. And with this particular gradient, we're going to need 4 sponges because we've got 4 different colours, but we'll see how we go. I'm sure I've got enough. So I usually cut it about maybe, oh, my scissors aren't working. That's not good. So you want a nice clean cut like that, see? Get rid of that. And the scissors. So that's the kind of shape you want. Okay, so what we need to do next is I'll be back in a tick. I forgot to mention, before I put the striping tape on, I put a coat of Seche Vite over the top of my white nail base, simply because it makes striping a lot easier. You don't have to wait so long for your nail polish to dry, and taking it off and things like that is a lot easier because Seche Vite provides a really good, tough, strong base for it. So just to let you know, so we'll be using that a couple of times. So after your base coat, put Seche Vite on, then wait for that to dry, which doesn't take very long at all, and then put your striping tape over the top of that. Also, striping over gradient, using Seche Vite over your base coat before doing any kind of gradient. That's what I always do. Many people don't, but that's what I do, and I've found that it works really well and prevents any lifting of your base coat, your base colour, because sometimes the sponge can actually lift that colour off, and then, you know, you just get messy. So anyway, so I did that. Okay, I'll be back in a second. You've got your sponge, and whichever is your base colour, you put that at the top. This is for this particular mani. So you put a good amount, of that on the top, and then your interesting colour, and you can cross it over. I always do. Actually bring it up to meet and actually go over the base colour on the sponge like that, so they kind of meld together. And then what we do is, I might even leave that in there because it's kind of funny. So then what we do is we've got our sponge with our 2 colours on it, and we sponge it on. Sponge, dab, dab, dab. And depending on what kind of strength of colour that you want, will depend on how many times you do that. So I want my colour to be a little bit stronger, so I'm going to paint the sponge again. Oh, can you see that? Paint the sponge again like that, and with the colour as well. Ta-da, ta-da. Oh, need a bit more colour. Bring, as I said before, bring it up to meet the base colour you've got, and then sponge away again. Sponge, 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 sponge. Now the really important part of this, and I can't even remember what order I'd put this tape on, so this is going to be kind of funny, is to take the tape off before the colour dries, because you want to get a coat of Seche Vite over there pretty quickly. So you get a pair of tweezers. Sorry, I forgot to mention, much easier if you've got tweezers. And what you do is, if you can't remember, you test it. And looks like I was right about that one. And whether or not I'm right about this one is another thing entirely. And now they're stuck together. So pull that one off. Oh, I was right about that one too. Yay. Which means I'm not going to stuff it up. Oh, and I was right about that one. Good. Brilliant. And now it's stuck to my other finger. Okay. Now coming in from the other side. Ta-da. And another reason why you want to take this off while it's still wet is that if you let it dry completely, it can peel off the colour of your paint, so of your polish, which is not fun at all, which means you would have to start all over again, and that is not fun. So now, that's still wet, and what we want to do, but it's not so wet that it's going to get ruined when I put the Seche Vite over. And the good thing about Seche Vite is it kind of floats over the top of your mani. So you put a big bead at the base of your nail, and then just gently guide it down to the tip, like so. And it gets rid of all of that sort of graininess, and sometimes you get bubbles and whatnot, and you can still see they've got a little bit of a dent, but that's all right. And then cap it off. Done. And you're kind of done, apart from clean up. So doesn't that look pretty? God knows what that is. Anyway, I'm going to do the rest of them, and I'll come back and show you. Okay, so we're back, and we have a lot of cleanup to do. So I'll just show you really quickly, and then I'll go and finish it off camera because it's kind of boring after a little while. But you can see I've kind of flooded things and whatnot, and this is, the reason why I said before that I always put cuticle oil on beforehand, so that cleanup is a little easier and a little less damaging, because it can be really, really damaging. Well, I mean, any kind of acetone or chemicals and things like that on your cuticles can be not so nice to them. So, okay, I'm going to finish this off camera because it's kind of boring. But you can see basically what I'm doing, just kind of painting nail polish remover around my nails to try and get it all off. Okay, be back soon. Okay, cleanup is complete. I've also re-cuticle oiled because I'm obsessed with it, so you can probably tell that. Also, I have moisturised as well, and I am currently using Redwind's Intensive Nourishment with Moroccan oil, which I got from the supermarket. I wanted to give it a go because I thought, any oil is a good oil, but and it's actually really good, to be honest. It's actually quite cheap too. It's like $3 or $4 for a tube. The tube is 75 mils, and I've had it for about a week and a half, and I've been using it non-stop. As per every other moisturising treatment I ever get, I use it to death until I finish it. So I think this one might be a repurchase actually, because it's actually really good. So I'll be back with another tutorial soon. Please give me a thumbs up. Let me know if you like it. Let me know if I talk too much, if I ramble too much, if you prefer to have music in the background, or also I'd just like you, if you like, to give me suggestions for different manis, bearing in mind that I'm not actually a portrait artist, so I won't be doing any people's faces and things like that. If you want those kinds of tutorials, you're best off to go to Robin Moses Nail Art or MadamLuck's YouTube channel. Both of those girls have got great YouTube channels as well, so I'll put links to their channels. Also, another one who's just recently started on YouTube is ChristabellNails. I'll put a link down the bottom to her YouTube channel as well, because I think, as much you can, you should try and learn as much as you can from every single person, and because that's what I've always done, and that's how I've learnt in YouTube University. So, well, see you next time. Thank you.